keep them bad. They still pass them when they see them pass. But just let them big stone and knock down the rats. But I have a therapy I'm willing to share. Anytime the pressure get too much to bear, I have a new dance, it is the formula. Once you do it, I know you must feel better. So give me a minute or two, let me explain the dance to you. Just a simple demonstration, it is very easy to learn. Put your hand in the air like this, close your finger and make a fist. Let go your tongue, put it in the air. Wave it like you don't care. Anytime you see them MP, do it for them to see. And if they ask you what that means, tell them the dance you do it is one time, one time. I want all you to take a chance. Show them the one time dance. One time, one time. Put your thumb up and then balance. Show them the one time dance. If you hardly don't see MP, anytime you check me busy, Peter David I was flying. Some people cannot see him. Gilbert we realize, like young people they nice. Some of them are passing away. They forget to put them up there. Put it up, put up your thumb. Put it up, put up your thumb. If they treating us like this, one thumb for Qualis. Put it up, put up your thumb. Put it up, put up your thumb. When they treating us like God, one thumb for Joe Gilbert. Put it up, put up your thumb. Put it up, put up your thumb. If they treat us like lavas, one thumb for the. Anytime they fret you, really got you vexed, make you feel you want to cut out your index. You just have to lead them, do their stupidness. Don't make it a problem, just go and practice. Then give them the one time if they won't take it right. Showing everybody they cannot unite. And when you hear they talking about group of four, that is the time that you have to dance some more. They behaving power hungry, like they want leadership quickly. The way they get in on a show, they can't wait for till it to go. They so just go and practice and keep whirling, fretting you to the max. The dance don't help you relax. All in from the media, they fussing one another. This stupidness reminding we of October 1983. One time, one time. If they wouldn't pull up their pants, show them the one time dance. One time, one time.
I want to say pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Show them the one.
How are we doing this afternoon?
If you find the body skilling, only IMF they're studying. They may be country in deep shit, so they're trying to fix it, but they make that mistake before. 92, 93 and 4, NNP always got in and giving them the rubbish to clean. Put it up, put up your thumb. Put it up, put up your thumb. If they wouldn't,
I want you guys
for Tillman
to say good evening
put it
to each and every person on the live right now.
one thumb for nothing but put it up, put up your thumb. Put it up, put up your thumb. If they wouldn't stop this thing, one thumb for this thing. They could try the ocean, nobody would know. The public relation is so bloody close. Wouldn't tell people nothing, wouldn't blow their trumpet, and that is enough to get a man upset. One tongue to give them if you find they lapsing. All kind of NNP they high up in thing, trying their best to make them unpopular. Look what they do with the old people water. Them fellas supposed to repel, yeah, them can see the light. What I'm saying in a sense, education not common sense. You get in a problem when you see traitors around them, and you still do not know when the hell they don't make them go. Anything what they say, they licking it up right away before they make a decision. If they on Alan Campbell program, one time, one time.
A song of relevance,
Take them out of there.
even
Show them
in 2025, right?
one time.
Even in 2025,
Balance. Show them the one.
try to sugarcoat it, right?
If you find a holding secret,
Imagine this is a song that was sing in 2010, right?
what about the
And it is relevant 15 years later.
They ain't giving no answer before the election. What's that? Now the election done, it's like all the corruption done. Put it up, put up your thumb. Put it up, put up your thumb. If he won't get up and get one thumb for then it's left. Put it up your thumb. Put it up, put up your thumb. If he won't reconsider, One thumb for Peter. Put it up your thumb. Put up your thumb. One set thinking back to front. One thumb. Put it up. And you feeling better now? I tell you will feel better.
I tell all you.
Walking in a.
Tell all you. One thumb. One thumb.
When they start to do better, we go make a new dance called the two-thumb dance. But until then, what
I want to say a pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to another wonderful, wonderful program here on the Class in Session program. I know many of you guys would have had yourself a wonderful day. It was very sunny and bright in Grenada, Carriacou, Pretty Martinique. That is what I can say to many of you guys. It was a wonderful, wonderful day in the Spice Island. Welcome to the persons on Facebook, to the persons on YouTube. Good afternoon to the persons on Facebook. You guys can go ahead, share the live right now, share the link, yeah? At the end of this evening's program, I've gotten a few numbers and so on. So today, officially, I will be starting the classroom WhatsApp group, right? So I just want to inform you guys as it relates to that. So you guys can send your number via the cell phone number that's going across the screen. You can send it on WhatsApp, and you can also send your number to me on Messenger. So if you do want to be a part of the group, you can definitely do that. Just to go very quickly through the events that will be happening, persons that would have sent me a few events that will be happening, I definitely want to send it out there for you guys. So on the 19th of June, I'm wiping my face and I have my rag right here. Yeah. On the 19th of June, which is this Thursday, Post Royal Village Group, they present Post Royal Day that will be taking place at Post Royal Junction. It starts from 7. There is an ice cold bar that awaits you, and you guys can have yourself free food all day. It includes breakfast, all right? So you guys can go be part of that. The Greens Queen promotion, they present 50 Shades Darker. That is a day cruise that will be happening on the 27th of July aboard the Kayak Princess. You guys can definitely get your tickets at Chucky's Bar, Spice Mobile, and Sam in Guave. This is going to be boarding time from 1 p.m. and sailing from 2. Regular tickets are $85 and your VIP tickets are $300. The NMP New York support group cordially invites each and every one of you guys out there in the diaspora to be a part of the exquisite evening of elegance, style, and class that will be this Saturday on the 21st, 2025, starting at 9 p.m. Your tickets are only $100. It's a formal attire, and so that will be held at the Caribbean Hall. That's on 1963 Utica Avenue. That's in Brooklyn, New York. Yes, come meet the chairman of the party. That's Dr. Keith Mitchell, the political leader and leader of His Majesty Opposition, Sister Emmeline Peer, Honorable Emmeline Peer, and Senator Nolan Cox, the deputy chair of the party. The St. George's Northwest Constituency Branch, the executive presents a breakfast and barbecue that will be happening on the 28th. That's next Saturday, at the Boucheju Community Center. It starts at 7 a.m. until $20 gets you a breakfast. Yes, Fit for Life, Health and Wellness, Mitchell's Health and Wellness, and Follow Me Fitness. They're doing Revolution 11. Follow Me. That's on the 7th to the 31st of July. More information will definitely be coming soon as it relates to the event or events that is happening. Yes, I know many of you guys are getting ready for today's programming. I am already seeing persons in the conversation saying hello and hi to each and every person. And so let's get down to the nitty-gritty of conversation this afternoon as we try to, in all essence, bring forward the relevant information or informations when it comes to our present state. Yes, I'm seeing one person would have sent the information, so you guys can definitely be part of that. Now, I want to start today with a conversation that when I tell you guys, some of these guys, full intention is to trick a system. Yes, is to trick a system and try to make all things look bad. Now, having had conversations with some of the officers when it comes to the pay and grade, now, due to the fact that the government would have mentioned that the pay and grade was going to be paid at a particular time, it means that persons were supposed to get retroactive payments. Yes, it means that persons were supposed to collect a particular amount of cash. Now, with what have been now mentioned from many of the officers, is that the pay and grade have happened. The pay and grade did happen. However, the retroactive payment, because I served within the Rock Grenada Police Force for a specific time, 12 years. And my knowledge, or what I know, and I don't know if there are persons within the conversation today that can basically weigh me out on this. Retroactive payments are paid through a process whereby you collect your salary, and in some circumstances, the retroactive is paid separately from your actual salary. So let's take it to mean there's a retroactive payment of $2,500 and your salary is $1,500. You would receive your salary, yes, and then your retroactive payment, right? So it would reflect that you received your salary and then your retroactive payment. Well, let me say to you what this intelligent bunch of persons within governance have done recently. They would have paid the retroactive payment along with the salaries. So the officers have received retroactive payment along with their salaries. But that is not it. And a deduction of 28% in income tax. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say to you, let me tell you what grieves me most about this. It means that at this stage, after realizing that maybe based on some person's salary, they may not reach the threshold in paying income tax, because income tax is 3,000 plus. So maybe some persons after payments, maybe based on your service, you might have now received 2009, 2008, thereabout. Imagine governments now then include that retroactive payment in your salary. So what is reflecting on your salary is over $3,000. And it means that once that is reflected as a payment within the state, it means that therefore you automatically need to pay income tax. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a problem with this. I have a big problem with this, because at the end of the day, retroactive payment simply means that is a payment that is given due to the fact that you did not pay me at an allotted time or an increase thereof. So you stated that you were going to pay what at the end of it would reflect from January month end. It is not my fault you didn't pay me from such time. However, now that we are at this juncture, you're giving me a retroactive payment to basically suffice for the time that you owed me. Right? So you include this into my salary to reflect now as if I am now working or earning over $3,000. And even if I am, it means that based on the retroactive payment, I am now paying income tax. And immediately thereafter, when my salaries are now being reflected, I then again would have to pay income tax. When I thought about the retroactive payment included in your salary, to me, I see it as mere maliciousness by government. Because, I mean, my time in the work, I got my salary, and I mean, maybe they want to move to the whole technological stage, but before I collected my salary, and if there is any form of retroactive payment, that government would have increased salary in any way, I go to the fort and I collect a check. That is so separate from my salary payments. Because my salary payment, yes, and my retroactive payment are two different things. There is no way that my retroactive payment need to be reflected on my salary. But government would have gone about doing it in that manner. And as I said to you, it is first time I've seen it done in such a manner. Yes? And somebody would have mentioned it, so let me just jump on it really quickly. We want to congratulate the political leader and the opposition leader. Yes, Honorable Emmeline Pear and Sister Skeeter Lewis. They both represented today at St. Vincent in the OECS parliamentary representations at the meeting that was held today. Yes, and I don't want to go any further in not being able to recognize both parties. Yes, so I wanted to start with that conversation today of the retroactive payment and make many of you guys know what is actually happening. Yes, and you see, ever so often, as I said to you every time on the program, the headlines usually sound really nice. So the headlines just sound good. When you hear they say, oh, well, we pay rent, we pay and grade, it sounds good. But the fact of the matter remains, ladies and gentlemen, these people, as we just say in country style, they're playing up. They're playing up. Yeah? And I really wanted to address that issue today. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday evening when I left here, I decided, hey, my conversation was already planned for tomorrow. Yeah? I already documented what I wanted to speak on today. Because I realized I go way over yesterday's time, and I believe that there are some things that I missed out. But as per usual, the NDC and the representations or the representatives ought to give me something to talk about. I don't know if the members of the NDC believe to themselves that the political organization that governs this country is a cult or a gang or a promotion. Because many of them are of the belief, even their supporters are of the belief, that this is all about defending the MPs and the ministers, and despite what they do, we are going to defend them. Yes? So, when we listened last evening to what was said on a particular program by a particular parliamentary representative, we need not to again question ourselves why he was removed from a ministerial role, and the alleged conversation was that he was going to study. Because these guys believe they're in a gang, like they're in a cult. And like what is happening now have never happened before. And I am young in terms of political understanding. And I have always said this. I'm not the brightest bulb in the room. But if my mind jots me back to the issue surrounding Dr. Mitchell's allegation of the briefcase matter, yes, if my mind serves me right, and maybe they can prove me wrong, I remember when Dr. Mitchell got into that dilemma, a conversation of allegation. Somebody's trying to get me, hold on. Yes, I remember when Dr. Mitchell allegation went haywire. In my memory, I can't remember a post being made where we support Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Mitchell, don't worry them, they can't stop you, so on and so forth. I remember members of the New National Party, senior members, allowing the state's justice and jurisdiction to take precedence. Yes. So, if you remember, there was a whole sitting that brought forth evidence in terms of Dr. Mitchell's allegation, and the state was allowed to do their business through investigation, through process, through due diligence, without political members of the New National Party infiltrating in any way as it relates to the allegation against Dr. Mitchell. I can't remember a Roland Bowler. I cannot remember a, how is it? A Mr. Boeing, whoever it is, coming out and say, this is the allegation posed against Dr. Mitchell, and so because he is our colleague and political colleague, we are going to defend him by stepping forward as to the allegations made against Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell wasn't just a parliamentary representative. He wasn't just a minister of government. He was the prime minister of this island. And so, a political party sat back and watched the state go through due judicial diligence. There was a parliament sitting. There were individuals that were called upon to give evidence. And all who say they had tape, they called the persons to the Deluxe Cinema to see the tape and whatever it is. But there were members of the New National Party, senior members, executive members, who sat back and allowed the state business to happen. So last evening, when it was brought to my attention by supporters and even persons posting as to an interview that was conducted by a particular program, and I take the excerpt from their program, and the words uttered by a parliamentary representative. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here at this stage to believe that there are persons sitting in particular position that even me as a layman man is more intelligent than them. And for those of us who did not hear it, I'm going to play the clip.
You're saying that based on the evidence that you collected from the Integrity Commission and
you see, again, journalism is about intelligent concept and intelligent thinking. Yeah? So last night, when that information came about, somebody said that the particular MP did not say he got the information from the Integrity Commission. He did not say that. That is what the individual, I was reading a comment where the person said that the particular MP did not say that he got it from the Integrity Commission. But listen to the structuring of the question by the journalist and hear what he's asking. Listen to his words again. He's asking him this.
You saying that based on the evidence that you collect,
based on the information that you collected, listen to me, from whom did he collect it?
From the Integrity Commission.
Question posed, and we take it with time and go through the process. Because you see, at the end of the day, when they believe that every Grenadian is a fool, at the end of the day, they just put their own foot in their mouth. Yeah? The journalist posed the question with a direct mentioning that you are saying that based on information you collected from the Integrity Commission. You hear the question? Let us await the answer.
And others.
So there is others. So he collected from the Integrity Commission and others. Listen to the journalist. You see, as I said to you, sometimes this brain, this mind, when it thinks, sometimes it wants you to give you a process to some time before uttering what has to be uttered, must be done in diligence with due course and understanding. So he did not ask an indirect question. He is asking the parliamentary representative, based on what you are saying, based on the information you collected from the Integrity Commission and others. He didn't cover it up. He didn't say, based on what I understand, or can you help me to believe that this is what is being said? You see, when they are not intellectually English fuzzy, they have a tendency to speak layman terminology that would give them the lack of understanding and comprehension in being able to utter proper questions when questioning persons of authority. So if he would have asked, Mr. Minister, can you help me to understand that what was being said is that you are saying this? That is not what he said. He's directly posing the question to the minister that this is what you're saying. Listen again.
You saying that based on the evidence that you collected from the Integrity Commission and others, there are no credible proof to back that up?
Question posed. It is a direct question. It is a direct question. Yes, the question didn't have to go yes and no, but based on your response, you can say whether the answer, is yes or no. So you hear the question posed based on what you are saying. This is the journalist. He's asking the minister based on what you are saying. You are saying that based on information you collected from the Integrity Commission and from others, you are saying. And what is the minister saying?
Correct, correct.
So based on what how the question was posed, the minister is saying correct. He is saying within the state of Grenada that the Integrity Commission, after a citizen would have filed an allegation of bribery, this parliamentary representative is saying that he did collect. And nobody questioning me and tying me up now. The question posed and the answer given. You hear what was the answer? Correct. Correct. Correct.
Absolutely none.
You saying that based on the evidence that you collected from the Integrity Commission and you saying that based on the evidence that you collected from the Integrity Commission and others, there are no credible proof to back that up?
Correct.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the stage. Now, I tell them already, my brain does work different. Me head big, and me brain does work different from every ordinary person. I just think fast. So, even if you say that he did not say it, he did not say it. Based on his defense by the goons of the NDC, they say the minister never said that. But what did he answer to? What was the question posed? What was the question posed? How was the question posed? Was it an indirect? Was it a direct? Because if you are a journalist and you're asking a question, sir, are you saying that you murdered the individual? This is a direct question. That based on what you're saying and based on what I'm understanding, so you are telling me that you took the knife and you went into the house and you stabbed the individual while they were asleep. And when I asked the question, you said to me, yes. Right? It doesn't need an explanation again. Because it would be rhetorical of me to say what you just said. It would be rhetorical of me to say, yes, I went into the house, I took the knife. It would be rhetorical. Because the question posed is a direct question. Unlike me asking you, so sir, based on what you just explained, are you saying to me that, based on my understanding, did you not do anything else before getting the knife and going into the house? No, that's an indirect question. You can explain to me that you went for it in the room, you went in the kitchen, you went wherever, and you collected a knife. That is an indirect question in which I am asking some form of further explanation. But based on the direct question, asked, you are saying to the Grenadian public that the Integrity Commission did give to you information that was filed by an individual within the state of Grenada, CARICOM 51. So the Integrity Commission, let me read something to you. NNP calls on clarity and accountability from the Integrity Commission following alarming public admission. On the 16th of June 2025 in St. George's, Grenada, the New National Party views with grave concern the recent public admission by Mr. Ron Redhead, the public relations officer of the National Democratic Congress, during a public interview on the Ride Along Live, while speaking on an allegation of bribery involving a sitting minister. Mr. Redhead said, "We have been able to acquire all information that even was submitted to the Integrity Commission. If accurate, this statement would represent a serious and troubling breach of confidentiality and independence, both of which are central of the work of the Integrity Commission. Yes, it raises immediate questions about the of the confidential declaration submitted of the Commission and the legal protection provided under the Integrity in the Public Life Act." Somebody sent a question. Somebody made a statement really quick, very quickly, and it just showed me off. Yes, Section 47 of the Act clearly states, "A member of the Commission and every person performing a function in the service of the Commission shall treat all declaration, record of information as secret and confidential, and shall not disclose or communicate such declaration, record, or information of any unauthorized person." The law further provides that the contravention of the provision constitutes a criminal offense punishable upon summary conviction by a fine not exceeding $20,000, imprisonment for over 1 year, or both. The NNP is deeply troubled by the implication of Mr. Redhead's on-record statement, which implies that a political officer gained access to documentation submitted in confidence to the Integrity Commission. Such access is facilitated or tolerated would not only raise legal concern under Section 47, but would undermine the Commission independence and the public trust in its operation. These are not merely political issues, they are constitutional in nature. I get a little hot. Let me just get my rag and wipe my face. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the clarion call by the new National Party. At this stage, based on the statement made by the sitting PRO of the National Democratic Congress, based on what this individual would have mentioned, he acted in the capacity of a simple, unauthorized individual of a political organization. Understand that what the individual would have, or what he say, is that I am the public relation officer for a political organization. That is all I am. That is all the gentleman stated, that he acted in the capacity of that. And let me play the clip before I go further.
That's stupid. You eat your school fee.
I want to say that I have done my own investigation as public relations officer.
Pausing it. I have done my investigation as the public relation officer.
Sir, we have been able to acquire all information that even was submitted to the Integrity Commission.
Let me ask him.
Why are you so ignorant and stupid? You eat your school fee.
Watch me. Is it damage control? Damage control is a hell of a thing, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why in growing up, the elders often said to you, never swear for children. Never swear for children. Never doubt for children. Yeah? Never doubt. Because you see, sometimes when you decide or believe that you're defending, you're basically putting people further dog in a hole. You're putting an individual further dog in a hole. So now, why not then, the question is being posed by the goons of the NDC, that the PRO is now saying that he too has the information after acquiring it from the Integrity Commission. So all what Sister Jenny had, and she would have filed, let's follow. So what Sister Jenny had, she would have filed it to the Integrity Commission. The present PRO is now saying that he have acquired the file. So tonight, and in the days ahead, let us see the NDC supporters ask him to present the evidence that he would have acquired. Because he stated that he got all the information. Let me play the whole clip so I'll go here.
I want to say that I have done my own investigation as public relations officer, we have been able to acquire all information that even was submitted to the Integrity Commission, and we have concluded that there is no substantive evidence. No one.
So he collected NDC supporters. Ron Redhead, no other than Sister Jenny Simon. Ron Redhead is in possession of the information that Sister Jenny proclaimed, or you said that she lied that she had. So don't ask Sister Jenny to present it again. You need not to ask Sister Jenny to present nothing. No, you all can go to Brother Ron Redhead, who openly said to the nation that he would have acquired the information. So no more Sister Jenny had to bring nothing to all you. When I think about these boys and them,
And stupid boy. Why are you so ignorant and stupid? You eat your school fee.
that is what I believe when it comes to these guys again. So now, as NNB supporters starting tonight, let us ask Ron Redhead to present the evidence he got from the Integrity Commission now. Because they was asking Sister Jenny, they say Sister Jenny don't have it. You see, when you put things into perspective, ladies and gentlemen. So Sister Jenny had no evidence. But she filed a certain claim to the Integrity Commission. So she had no evidence. She had no evidence based on what people say. Oh, Jenny don't have nothing, she just talking. But she filed to the Integrity Commission. And what she filed to the Integrity Commission, the PRO of the NDC is now saying that yes, she did send a document, that she did send information. So let us now know that what she sent, what you investigated, let the general public now see what she filed. And let us put it to perspective and let us know what you get and what Sister Jenny sent and what the public, the Integrity Commission had. They're playing stupid. They're playing all you just like to talk when all you see camera. Are you playing when all you see camera, all you just like to talk? And when they give all you a chance to talk, all you just talking out of context. So, to the goons of the NDC, Sister Jenny alone don't have the information now. Ron Redhead have it. Let us now ask Ron Redhead to present to the general public the evidence that was filed to the Integrity Commission by Jenny Simon. Playing stupid, or you go learn. Or you go learn the hard way. Politics is not a gang. The governance of a state requires due diligence. Due diligence. So at the end of the day, you would have asked Sister Jenny for the information. You said she had nothing. She filed to the Integrity Commission. Yeah? Now that she has filed, the PRO is saying, yes, she did have information, you know, and she did file it. Not me that said the PRO. He said he got it from the Integrity Commission. So Sister Jenny did file something. So let us now know the evidence that Sister Jenny had, what she filed, and what your investigation revealed. Or you go learn the hard way. Because as I said, when all you see a camera, all you just get nice. Let me read that one here from our dear sister Linda Stricker, because I normally like to get a little piece of she exotic. And he said he collect other information. Yeah? So if it means that he collect other information, and Sister Jenny was the one alleging, it means that other persons had other information, because you say you collected from the Integrity Commission and others. You go realize you put your foot in your mouth today. MP Ron Redden, as it relates to the allegation that was bad about the last 2 weeks by the particular individual against the Minister Andy Williams, I want to say that I have done my own investigation as a public relation officer. We have been able to acquire all information, even that what was submitted to the Integrity Commission, and we have concluded that there is no substantiable evidence or events. No one will be able to come out and say that they have evidence of any bribe. So that is totally false. We are treating it like that. We stand 100% behind the General Secretary, Mr. Andy Williams, and we are satisfied that our own internal investigation has concluded that there is not that this is not factual at all. We can deal with it in that light. It is only rumors. The podcaster at the time asked, based on the information you collected from the Integrity Commission and others, you are saying that there is no credible proof to back that up. MP Ron Redden, correct. Absolutely none. And in fact, it is only hearsay. So now you're trying to convince me that the MP never got information from the Integrity Commission, but yet he did not correct Mr. George when Mr. George said information collected by the Integrity Commission. And I read it because I want you guys to understand the levels that these people think that we're thinking at. So they are now sidetracking what has been said by saying he never said that. Yeah? The fact of the matter is, it was said. And based on the entity that the individual is speaking on the fact that the Integrity Commission, an entity within the state that is expected to be confidential, that a commission that is supposed to be mutual, an Integrity Commission that based on the section of law that says a member of the commission and every person performing any function in the service of the commission shall treat all declaration, record or information as a secret and confidential, and shall not disclose or communicate such declaration, record or information to any unauthorized person. Mr. Ron Redden is only a parliamentary representative within the state. That is all that goes with his name. Any other affiliation is with party. And no party is expected to get any information from the Integrity Commission. Now, even if we're stating now that the information was given by an authorized person, we need to know who they are. And it is a call for clarity and accountability from the Integrity Commission. We want to know on what grounds was this information given to Brother Ron Redden. On what grounds? On what substantial backings could one simply be sitting as a parliamentary representative and a public relation officer? So it means that the public relation officer of the NNP and any other party within the state can go to the Integrity Commission and seek that information. And if it is that you got information, the general public was asking that Jenny Simon declare the information that she had. So she filed it to the Integrity Commission. Yes, she filed it. The information also says she did not have. She filed it. And now the PRO is sanctioning the fact that information was filed. So Sister Jenny didn't lie. So all who are balling, she lied, she don't have information. Don't worry her, she's just bluffing. Ladies and gentlemen, there was information filed. There was information filed. And what is giving us that belief that there was information filed? The mere fact that the minister, the parliamentary representative, is now saying that he got the information from the Integrity Commission that was filed against the individual. So there is an actual information that was filed by the individual. And this is really a long one, but I want to read it through. Why will a politician compromise the office of the Integrity Commission and its staff? By saying he got information from the commission relates to what Ms. Jenny Simon filed, MP Red has compromised the trust and confidence of the office of the Integrity Commission at a time when the lifespan of the commission ended on May 31st and a new commission are yet to be appointed. Watch. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we may play politics for a particular time. We may so put aside and we may say, okay, let me party and I'm going to go down with my party and I'm going to die with my party. But ladies and gentlemen, we have to set aside what we should recognize and realize as responsibility by public officers. You can't say to me that even with the prime, and let me tell you something. Let me say to you, and I always say that publicly. I believe some of the decisions made by some of these guys, with the level of intellectual understanding that I believe the Prime Minister should have, legitimately, these guys and them just do what they want. So like nobody don't lead in nobody. Because even if you're going to do an interview and you're knowledgeable of the fact that, hey, based on this statement, it would compromise the Integrity Commission, I therefore would have to sidetrack or try to cover up by simply saying, based on information that I would have gathered as the public relations officer by all entities in carrying out my investigation, that I have found X and Y. You tell me this guy isn't intelligent enough to say that? Anyways, here is what section 47 of the public, well, I just read that. Yes? Section 2 says, a person who contravenes the provision of subsection 1 commits an offense liable to summary conviction to a fine exceeding $20,000 or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 1 year or both or such imprisonment. Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman, Ron Redhead, based on the statement made, has just compromised an officer of the Integrity Commission. Unless there is this one person that wish to declare that they are authorized, or he is an authorized body, because in what he's saying, he acted in the capacity thereof as the public relation officer. That is all. It goes on to say, for the purpose of this section, an unauthorized person is the person other than a person authorized to receive information. Subsection A say, pursuant of the provision of this act, it relates to a financial affair or person in a public life, or by reason of an order of the judge of the court, where an unauthorized person publishes information which is submitted by a person in public life pursuant to the provision of this act, he or she commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction. And it goes on. How can you say to me that this gentleman, who is expected to, that is the word I have to use, to have some form of intellect and concept of the laws of Grenada, just compromised one of our most secretive and expected confidential entities within the state? How? Let's take it to mean things does happen. Let me not play stupid. Things does happen. You pull a like a string here, you pull a like a string there, you get a little information. Yeah? You get it. The police investigating, they speak to the neighbor call them, they think. But then the police sits in a press conference and say, well, based on the investigation, Miss Edison Jones would have given us the information in order to capture the individual. Come on. Why compromise it? At the end of the day, let's not play stupid. The reality is that some people go pull out like a string. You have people within the Integrity Commission that might be favored, and they opinion, the public, the electoral opinion is NDC. And so a man might say, by watch, that is what, let me send you an email of what Jenny said. Let me send that for you, because you know, that is what she said. Why would you compromise such an entity? Why would you bring forward such information to the general public to now compromise an individual who can face up to $20,000 payment or 1 year in prison based on Section 47 of the state's ruling and law when it comes to the Integrity Commission? Who will they blame now? NNP? Who will they blame now? NNP? Because you are carrying out an investigation. You may get the information. You may know what you know. You may hear what you hear. But you gotta be confidential. And you have to be confidential to the sense that you have to know what is what. You have to know what is what. So when you compromise an entity of that nature, so you take away the light or what was shining on the Andy Jenny Simons issue, and you now shine a whole light on a probable investigation. So at this stage, what we can safely say, Jenny Simon was not lying. We can now safely say that she was not lying, that she did have information, that she did file information, whether credible or not. Whether credible or not, whether truth or not, whether facts or not, she saw what she had that is to be evidential and sent to the Integrity Commission. And I'm saying to you, I am only saying this is based on the information given by the parliamentary representative and PRO. He is saying, he that said. It fascinates me, ladies and gentlemen, that these guys lack the knowledge and understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not only frightening, but it is concerning. It concerns me most on the merit of how could you say to me that I am saying, I am being alleged of bribery. I am saying, hey, me not even studying that. But based on the allegation posed against the name Andy Williams, he's saying, listen, But me don't even study that. That old talk, me don't study that I papi show. I wouldn't even let that break me. That is what the person that is being accused is saying. And on the other hand, an individual is saying that they carry out an investigation when I am not concerned. How could I not be concerned about something, but you they carrying out investigation? I am nonchalant. I am not even studying this. I am not letting go, as the prime, as well, I was going to mistakenly say prime minister, as the prime minister said, and the Williams. I'm not studying that. Let's just sidetrack. But the Grenadian people is with me. Yeah? So how could I be saying that I need not to prove my innocence or guilt? But there are persons investigating whether or not I'm innocent or guilty. Why would you investigate when I don't say me that I don't study? Why would you even investigate for me when I don't even study in what you talking about? Ron, brother, I give you a legal advice, having been a part of the legal fraternity for a long time. And for those of us who have been around legal actions, when you're in doubt, stay out. Yeah? Rather be a no-show than a papi show. Yeah? Rather you don't show up than you show up and make yourself a clown. Because you have compromised not just the Integrity Commission. You have now compromised the fact, not compromised, but you have not brought to light that what Sister Jenny Simon was saying, as it relates to information, it was accurate. Whether or not you are mentioning that it is inaccurate, because if she files to the Integrity Commission, and the Integrity Commission, who is expected to give a response, has not yet given a response, and you are here telling the Grenadian people, well, I investigate and there is nothing, but there have not been a response from the Integrity Commission yet, based on, well, where I'm sitting now, to the person who filed to the Integrity Commission. So we have not heard the response from the Integrity Commission, but we are hearing a investigation that was carried out by the Public Relations Officer of the NDC. Watch. If a whole Ron Redhead and them in a forum, not even sitting as a parliamentary representative or anything, I busting these guys on them. Conversation-wise, they lack mere knowledge. Like, listen to me, this is kindergarten knowledge. You have a friend, and a friend give you a little tip, and you want to tell somebody, you don't even call the friend name. That is what this is, you know. For those of us who think it's a big thing in the mind, it is simple. A friend tell you, girl, watch, I hear that girl pregnant, you know. That girl pregnant, you know. See, let me investigate. You go, you ask she aunt, you find she vomiting, you find she prayed recently, and the aunt tell you, girl, I go in the room the other day and I well see the pregnancy test, and you want to go back and tell somebody no, and you're telling the individual, well, hey, she pregnant in truth, you know. But say, well, how you know? Girl, don't worry, I'm telling you. Unlike she's saying, girl, the aunt that tell me, you know, she says she see the pregnancy test. Because you can't say to me that this carries some form of intelligence. Like you have to be bright to know that. But you see, some of us, when we parents send us to school and we decide to play ever so often, we lack the understanding. But let's not stray focus. Yes? Let's not stray. ladies and gentlemen, based on information brought forward by the public relation officer, there has been a filing against Andy Williams for the allegation of bribery. And we are awaiting the outcome of the investigation of the Integrity Commission. That is what we are waiting, not run redhead words. We don't want to know that. You have assured the Grenadian public that there have been a filing through the Integrity Commission against Andy Williams. And so the demand thereafter is the outcome of the investigation to be carried out. That is what we want. We want, based on the investigation that has been carried out, and based on what you're saying, that there has been a filing through the Integrity Commission, through Jenny Simon, as it relates to the allegations against Andy Williams. We want to know the outcome as it relates to the findings by the Integrity Commission, not what you investigated. We go make you feel like a big cinder oven. Fire on top and fire below. We go make you feel like a bakes. You remember them bakes and them that you used to have outside? Them drum baking pan? And we want you to make public, because the general public, your goons, your supporters, were asking Jenny Simon to present the information and evidence that she had. Based on what you are now saying, you are saying you are in possession of it. So we are asking you now, Ron Redhead, to present the information that you got from the Integrity Commission and others. Tell all you. See that like a rest I take there? Right now I like a raging bull. I like a raging bull. I have crossed all my T's and I dot all my I's. I know what to say from not what to say. I know how to investigate from not how to investigate. I know what to say from what not to say. I am not building a platform for the NNP. I am giving information that is most relevant so that everyone can understand. So your goons, your supporters, not we that want, your supporters asked for it. The NDC supporters asked last week and week before that Sister Jenny present the information that she has on Andy Williams. And she said to the general public, I will be filing through the Integrity Commission. And so she did, based on what you're saying. Based on what you're saying, Sister Jenny did file. So we are now asking you to present to us what was filed by Sister Jenny. I am happy to be in the position that I am in. Sister Ferguson, Marilyn Ferguson, good evening. Wendy Maguire, good evening. Paula, good evening. Jefferson Hagley. Let us put things into perspective. And the thing about it, again, I go back to that, and Carl, I am happy that you brought it in. Yeah? You see, you support us. You ever hear about supporting a party or a friend blindly? You support blindly. Because when you ask Sister Jenny, in the last clip that I played yesterday, and for those of us who can go back to yesterday, and he's asking, you have the evidence to say, what we want you to present is the evidence. I remember the journalist or the podcaster asking on a phone call to Sister Jenny, you say you have the evidence, bring it. That's what he asked. Yeah? He said, you have the evidence, bring it. And Sister Jenny said, but I don't have to bring no evidence. Why must I bring any evidence? And you asked. You basically demanded it from her. Yeah? You basically demanded it from her. So now what we're asking you, why didn't you ask yesterday? This same question. Let me tell you what he asked. Let me just say.
Evidence to show that it was a bribery. We wanted the evidence to show.
So you ask her for the evidence. We know you asked for the evidence. As a podcaster, you asked. As a journalist, you asked. But yesterday you had a gentleman, other than Sister Jenny Simon, saying to you that he got the information that Sister Jenny filed. You said you got it. You asked him rhetorically. So you are saying to me that you went to the Integrity Commission and Brother Rodred, I have one piece of, I don't know if you ever hear about a commandment, but let me tell you what is the commandment I want to play, and I want you to go and tell your friend that this is the commandment he must live by.
Thou shalt not steal
and thief.
Thou shalt not steal
and thief.
That is what, if you want to be a friend, tell your friend that. Live by that rule. Like check. Man, he can't see check, no way. You can't see check, no way. Once you see check, you will get dotish. Yeah? Live by this rule. Now what thou shalt not do. Said to them, say I was in the police force. I thief boxers. Boxers is $10. Anybody, any police officer don't want to put it on there. Any police officer that know how to thief the boxers, come back for your boxers. I could pay for that. But you see, I'd like to remind them. So let me take a look at jamming. Let me take a look at jamming. Listen to one verse in this song. Listen to only one verse in this song. Listen to this song, eh?
When they see them fast, but let's let them stone and knock down the rest. But I have a therapy I'm willing to share. Anytime the pressure get too much to bear, I have a new dance, it is the formula. Once you do it, I know you must feel better. So give me a minute or two, let me explain dance to you. Just a simple demonstration, it is very easy to learn. Put your hand in the air like this, close your finger and make a fist. Let go your tongue, put it in the air. Maybe like you ain't care. Anytime you see them MP, do it for them to see. And if they ask you what that means, tell them the dance you do is one time. One time. I want all you to take a chance. Show them the one time dance. One time. One time.
When all you thought all you this fighting NNP, all you write about 6 songs. All you thought all you was damaging the new national party. But you get the relevance of your song even 15 years later. We need to understand, ladies and gentlemen. Some persons in me, some people in me WhatsApp, oh, you guys got me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. There was another one I listened. I would make you guys take a listen to it. I'll make you guys listen to this one. And I would make you guys see how relevant some of these songs have applied years after. Listen this one. And listen all that is happening in the song, eh? I go play a different one still.
Come on.
Listen a song that is relevant now, that was written in 2027. Listen the words.
I'm a Grenadian to my heart and soul. Friends, I would travel all over this world. Anyway I go, I bump to come back. Little Grenada, this land of my butt. When I take a look at the horizon, only dirtiness out there I seen. Hatred and evil in the hands of men. Lack of manners, respect already gone.
Deacon Mitchell Woy.
Samotana Pemoka Hili.
Trouble in Grenada, Mr. Mitchell.
Naka to you now. Shake it, Mitchell Woy. Samotana Pemoka Hili. Mizena Robin and Musa Mitchell. Naka to you now. When the gun finds in the hands of time, fish is dying in the ocean. Grenada PD Mac make and carry through. Disasters and problems we going through. Mr. Mitchell Woy, what are they afraid of falling?
Trouble in Grenada, Mr. Mitchell.
Man start killing man.
Imagine this is a song that was written in 2027 and get its relevance years thereafter. Yeah? So sometimes when you hear fellas pen, sometimes it's not for now, it's for the future. Yeah? All what he just mentioned. Oh God, Deacon Mitchell Woy, what are you afraid of, Balin? Even you ministers and them they saying that they taking. Anyways. Right. So let's get back to the conversation. Somebody say I'm making them to put on the caretaker jersey, Mr. I'm making them feel to put on the caretaker jersey. Yeah? Yeah, 2027, yes. If I got 2007, not 2027, 2007. Thank you so very much for the correction. 2007. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to continue to follow this trend and pattern. Don't give up on this story. And this is the clarion call this evening. Don't sleep on this. Don't sleep on this. This is an allegation. The allegation is now posed not just against now Andy Williams. It is posed against somebody in the Integrity Commission now, which is now even a criminal offense. So it's not Andy Williams alone in the hot water now. Ron Redhead would have placed somebody within the Integrity Commission. Yeah. Let's try one to come real fast. By that year, by that time, you know? Yeah? So this is not just a conversation again that surrounds Andy Williams. The PRO of the party is saying he conducted a diligent investigation. Yeah? And somebody within the Integrity Commission did give to him documents surrounding the allegation posed against Mr. Williams. And now, with that being said, he goes on further in mentioning that an individual or individuals would have given him that information. Mind you, he might have had authorization from whom we may need to know. So we may need to know, where did Mr. Redhead get his relevant information, and who within the Integrity Commission would have authorized, based on the section 47, that whom, yes, section 47 of the Act, Public Life Act, that speaks to who would have authorized, because mind you, the section did not just leave it vague. He said it must come from an authorized person. So let us brace ourselves. Because, mind you, based on how things are looking, Sister Jenny's program looking like it's going to have some heat. Eh? Me alone not feeling that? I think Sister Jenny will have some pace. So ladies and gentlemen, we encourage you. We ask of you, each and every one of you guys, to stick and stay. Don't ease up the pressure just yet. Because we want to know the information. And you know what might be the defense? Well, Sister Jenny didn't want to show it. Why he should run show it? You know what they just think? You don't think 2 steps ahead of them or more. So, when they come with that bitter defense, we would now then ask, from whom did Mr. Redhead, within the Integrity Commission, got his information from? Because all you are demanding answers, so we can demand now. It's our turn to demand. It's our turn to ask. It's our turn to question. And within such time, ladies and gentlemen, we will be broadcasting again tomorrow. So let's see what happens during the day tomorrow. Whether or not the information will be made available to us. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, do have yourself a wonderful evening. God's blessings to each and every one of you guys. My role and function here in the classroom is to teach. From next week, I have to get back my bell. I'm ready to start to ring some bell again. The original podcasting started with what? Ping a ling a ling. Let's ask for, let me start to call for that bell to ring. We're ready for that bell now. After 3 years, I don't think we're going to take another 2 years. Time for that bell to start to ring. What do you say? Yeah? We will start to ask that if they bad, ring the bell. Right now, I know some students, they don't get a uniform already. They are the booklet. Some of them will go up in class. Some of all these class prefect now. So I know all you are ready. Yeah? We know, who are in the forms and so on. Our form teachers. We know who is the principal now. We know who is the dean. Yeah? We set up for the next class. Yeah? And when we hit them, we want all you to give us the bell. We want to hear ping a ling a ling. Ring the bell if all you're bad. Ladies and gentlemen, until tomorrow, please the Lord, I am your host, Royalty James, and I'll be back here again tomorrow. Same time, same place. Do have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening, and God's blessing to each and every one of you guys.
When they see them fast, but let's let them done and knock down the rust. But I have a therapy I'm willing to share. Anytime the pressure get too much to bear, I have a new dance, it is the formula. Once you do it, I know you must feel better. So give me a minute or two, let me explain the dance to you. Just a simple demonstration, it is very easy to learn. Put your hand in the air like this, close your finger and make a fist. Let go your tongue, put it in the air. Wave it like you ain't care. Anytime you see them MP, do it for them to see. And if they ask you what that means, tell them the dance you're doing is one time. One time. I want all you to take a chance. Show them the one time dance. One time. One time. Put your thumb up and then balance. Show them the one time dance. If you hardly don't see MP, anytime you're checking me busy, Peter David eagles flying. Some people cannot see him, Gilbert we realize, like young people they nice. Some of them are passing away, they forgot to put them up there. Put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. If they're treating us like this, one thumb for qualis. Put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. When they're treating us like goat, one thumb for Joe Gilbert. Put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. If they treat us like lavas, one thumb for the. Anytime they fret you, really got you vexed, make you feel you want to cut out your index. You just have to lead them, do their stupidness. Don't make it a problem, just go and practice. Then give them the one thumb if they won't take it right. Showing everybody they cannot unite. And when you hear they talking about group of four, that is the time that you have to dance some more. They behaving power hungry, like they want leadership quickly. The way they get in on a show, they can't wait for till it to go. They're so embarrassing, and they're petty quarreling, fretting you to the max. The dance don't help you relax. All in from the media, they're cussing one another. This stupidness reminding we of October 1983. One time. If they wouldn't pull up their pants, show them the one thumb dance. One time. Put your thumb up on them balance, show them the one thumb dance. If you find the body skilling, only IMF they studying. They made the country in deep shit, so they're trying to fix it, but they make that mistake before. 92, 93 and 4, NNP always got in and giving them the rubbish to clean. Put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. If they wouldn't understand, one thumb for Tillman. Put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. If you want to push it up, one thumb for nothing but. Put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. If they wouldn't stop this thing, one thumb for the skin. They could dry the ocean, nobody would know. The public relation is so bloody poor. Wouldn't tell people nothing, wouldn't blow their trumpet, and that is enough to get a man upset. One tongue to give them if you find they lapsing. All kind of NNP they high up in thing, trying their best to make them unpopular. Look what they do with the old people water. Them fellas supposed to be proud, yeah, them can see the light. What I am saying in a sense, education not common sense. You get in a problem when you see traitors around them, and you still do not know why the hell they don't make them go. Anything what they say, they're leaking it up right away before they make a decision. If they on Alan Campbell program, one thumb. Time to take them out of their trance, show them the one thumb dance. One thumb. Put your thumb up on them balance, show them the one thumb dance. If you find a hole in secret, they would never expose it. What about the call center? They ain't giving no answer before the election. What's that? No, the election done. It's like all the corruption done. Put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. If he won't get up and get one thumb for Dennis Lett, put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. If he won't reconsider, one thumb for Peter, put it up your thumb, put it up your thumb. Once they're thinking back to front, one thumb.